Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to this week's Comp Effect podcast. Today, we're going to talk about the industry term consent to rate. And it's interesting. I was talking with an insurance agency marketing rep or an insurance company marketing rep about some of the high risk programs that they offer. And he says to me, we also have the ability to consent to rate. And I thought, now there's a term that I haven't heard in a while because most companies, most insurance companies especially, don't go around talking about how they like to consent to rate. So if you're wondering what consent to rate means, or if you're a business that's been asked to sign a consent to rate letter, why would you do this? Why would your business agree to consent to rate? So let's talk about this. Consent to rate is a term that's used by insurance companies to charge more premium than's typically allowed. So I'm in the state of Iowa, and the rates are set by the state. Insurance companies cannot make up new rates. They can only deviate from those rates by up to 30%. Outside of that, if an insurance company wanted to take on a risk, they would do what's called a consent to rate. In other states, the rates are not set, but the loss cost rates are, which means it's a subset of the overall rate. So the insurance company takes whatever the value is for these loss costs, and they put in their admin and profit and overhead and everything on top of that rate. And that's the rate that they file with the state. They cannot deviate from that rate, typically more than 30 or 40% wherever you go. So if you're a risk that maybe you've experienced more than normal losses, you're undesirable, your mod's high, insurance companies don't think they can make money on you, and you're trying to find coverage in the marketplace, you may be a good candidate for consent to rate. So let's break that down, what that means. So let's say the manual premium on a risk is $50,000. And an insurance company can only deviate 30 or 40%, meaning the maximum they can make that premium is $70,000. But they really feel as though they need $100,000 to properly to make enough money to take on the risk that business presents, given the past experience losses and what they see as maybe a trend for the future. To do that, they need a consent to rate letter. So you would agree, your business would agree that you would pay more than what the insurance company has filed rates for or what the state has set rates for in order to obtain coverage. If this is a position that your business is in, you really need to start shopping around because this is not the place you want to be in. It's interesting because most states also have what's called an assigned risk pool. And the rates in the assigned risk pool are always higher than the standard market. In Iowa, where I'm from, those rates are probably 20 to 30% higher than what the standard market is. So we don't see a lot of consent to rates here. And actually, the insurance representative that I talked to who says we consent to rate, I said, why would you do that? Most people just roll into the standard or the assigned risk market. And he says, Todd, we have people that agree to the consent to rate and don't want to be in the assigned risk pool. And I thought that's a unique value also, because I get it. The assigned risk pool is not easy to work with. And so it may just be easier to pay a little more in premium, agree to the consent to rate, and stay out of the assigned risk pool. In other states, the assigned risk pool, the rates are considerably higher than the standard market. And so that consent to rate may be a middle ground. You know, if you're that $50,000 account that the insurance company wants $100,000 for, but the assigned risk market's 140, that's a great option. Take the consent to rate. I guess lastly, what I want to say is agreeing to a consent to rate is not bad. You don't hear about it. You don't hear about it talked a lot. It's an option out there that may be a fit for your company. If you're in that space of maybe you're being non-renewed or you're not able to find coverage in the standard market given your experience losses. The real thing here we need to talk about is probably fixing the experience, the claims, and I mean the downtime and the claims and the paperwork and the burden and all the things that go along with having a poor loss history reflect poorly on the company. And take away from the day-to-day activities, cash, resources, everything that your company needs. So really the underlying problem is the claims. You need to fix those. And there are a ton of professionals out there that can help do that. But today we're talking about consent to rate, and I don't want to get off topic here. So if your business is being told that you need to agree to the consent to rate, doesn't mean you don't have options. You probably need to start shopping around. If you choose not to agree to the consent to rate, probably not going to get a quote or a proposal or coverage. Um, so I think that if your business is being asked to sign the consent to rate form, take it, look around, find options, start shopping, see if that's the best fit for your actual company. And if you need help with this, uh, let us know. We're happy to help. I hope you're having a great day, and thanks for stopping by and tuning in. And we'll talk to you again next week.